Teeks. Tika, what you do with that ball? Where's your ball, bud? What? What, dude? Que paso? What you want? What do you want, dude? Oh, you found it. There's the ball. Boop.
Since May of 2022, keep going. But apparently, recently she got these psychological tests, which included scans, brain imaging. It has been completed, and doctors have determined an opinion about Williams' neurological conditions and diagnosis. And through this condition, though this condition is not listed in the paperwork, sources tell people that Williams has been diagnosed with the FTD and aphasia, which first happened in 2023. So basically, they're keeping her in guardianship because they're saying she doesn't have the cognitive ability to be able to live on her own. Am I assessing this correct?
So I think we're surprised at this because Whitney Camp 2 months ago stated that it was back in March when Whitney and her family they called 911, they called the police, and she was taken to the hospital. When that happened,
Where you going? Let me see it.
stated that she was given an exam for mental health, etc. And she had flying up. When that happened on my channel, I was doing the call, that is where everyone I said, hey guys, don't get too excited. What her family is saying was a psychological test is not the same test that the court has ordered done. The test that she passed when that happened is simply a test that they give to make sure that you're not a danger to yourself or others and that you kind of know what's going on. So I pulled up the questions. So for example, they ask you questions like, who is the current president? What state are you in? What state are you from? Those basic kinds of things. Those questions have no ability to determine whether or not you're facing dementia. So the independent thing that they wanted has determined that she does in fact have this form of dementia. And one of the reasons why this was so significant is because her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, filed a lawsuit against A&E regarding the influence of her. And they really trying to get it on TV. And her concern, as well as her family's concern, is that if you sue A&E, we ain't never get back on TV. So while I understand her eagerness to get back on television, there is some truth to the lawsuit that's basically saying that they exploited her by underpaying her and not abiding by certain provisions of the initial contract. So that's kind of what led to this initially in the first place.
So what does this mean for women? Because it's a big magazine.
Where you going, bud?
This means she's going to me.
You gonna give me the ball?
And
You gonna give me the ball?
So Wendy has to stay in a guardianship, and Can you imagine being an adult? Look, anyways, you guys, I think I've spoken out about how I feel about this issue a lot. You know, and I speak to Wendy, you know, occasionally.
Good boy, bud.
And, you know, it's tough because I know that she feels
Good boy,
that,
Cheeks.
she should not be in this guardianship and that she is of sound mind. But I'm not a doctor.
But I also want to make sure your audience is clear on how she got into this guardianship in the first place. Because there's a lot of misconceptions. So specifically, she had the same financial advisor with Wells Fargo for over a decade. And then that advisor began to notice suspicious activity on her account. Now, under the law, if that advisor continues to allow that to happen, her family can sue Wells Fargo for all that money that has been, you know, misappropriated and plus some. It was determined that it was actually her son's
Good boy, buddy.
younger account that triggered the entire guardianship. There were expenses such as in one specific month, her son spent over $100,000 on Uber Eats. Not even Uber. Wasn't even going anywhere. He was just eating. I don't know if they were catering bar mitzvahs or what, but $100,000 in one specific month. So what happened was then they froze the account and filled out documents that said, I think that she's being taken advantage of, and I think that there's mental decline there. Well, then Wendy and her team then had her son complete a power of attorney. Here's
Good boy, buddy.
The saddest part is this whole thing could have been resolved with one piece of paper, that power of attorney. But the problem is, you have to complete and submit the power of attorney prior to you having what's believed to be dementia or whatever these mental signals are. Because if it's believed that you're already no longer in your good mind, and then you execute a power of attorney, it's void. It's no good because it's believed that it was done while you weren't.
Good boy, Tico.
And so they submitted
Good boy, buddy.
a power of attorney that would have given her son the right to control her accounts.
Good boy, bud.
But Wells Fargo had determined it was the son who she needed to be protected against.
Yeah. Wow. It's a sad situation. We're going to continue to follow